I'm number one.
Surely you can't be that scared.
Dude, I have fallen in love with R.E.P.O, and it is popping off on the internet right now, so I guess I'm just gonna capitalize off of the clout and make it on Fortnite, because, I mean, I kind of want to. R.E.P.O is an acronym for repossess, extract, and poo, because that's what you're gonna be saying, but like the swear kind when you die in the game. And that means that this game is about collecting valuables while avoiding monsters. Now, I don't know how the general order of how a game's development goes, but I typically like to have an idea of what the environment looks like once I know what the gameplay will be like. And since the gameplay part's already been figured out for me by the original game, I'll be trying to figure out how to make the map. But, R.E.P.O is a game that utilizes procedural generation for its maps.
That means that each map is randomly generated.
I can't just make a nice looking map and call it a day. No, I'm gonna have to put in effort. No! Well, for the sake of my own sanity, I want to get this part out of the way immediately. And to be totally honest, I was stumped for about a week. While I could have worked on other mechanics while thinking, I just couldn't think of where to start on the project other than the map generation. I could just do what I usually do and scrap that feature and settle for having a set list of maps that are the same every time, but part of the fun from R.E.P.O is the randomness of it all. Well, before any of that though, I gotta at least think of how the map would even look. What's even the theme? I'm not sure why, but I immediately thought of some abandoned facility in the desert. Gee, I wonder where you got that idea from. Yeah, in hindsight, I didn't realize the obvious comparison to Lethal Company. Regardless, it's the idea I rolled with. My inspiration was more so Crowbar Collective's Black Mesa, the remake of Valve's Half-Life. I've always loved the way this whole place looks. It's such a cool place to explore. So I went for some colorful facility walls and some sandy floors for any outside sections. I know what you're thinking. Why is it daytime? Shouldn't it be dark and scary? This is a horror game after all, isn't it? And yeah, you're right, fair enough. R.E.P.O and Lethal Company are horror games after all. More than anything, I would love to limit visibility with some fog, but... oh boy. Here's an issue that I hate. For some stupid reason, depending on the graphics quality you have Fortnite in, the fog looks completely different. Specifically the shadow settings. On higher shadow settings, the fog looks great. It would work flawlessly for what I want. But for most people, those being people who play on lower quality settings, the fog would look like this. Mind you, I changed nothing about the fog, only my graphic settings. It could very easily be cheesed to see further than you should be able to see, and I can't even change the color! I'm someone who values parity for all players of all graphic qualities. I used to play on a super old laptop years ago. My game ran like donkey dookie. So I understand those of you with lower end computers. I was there for a very long time. I want everyone to be able to enjoy my games as intended. So as a result, I ended up getting rid of the fog entirely and am sticking with a daytime aesthetic. But honestly, I kind of like it. You don't see many horror games in the daytime, and now that I have a basic idea for how the map will look. Then, after a few days of drawing blanks for how the procedural generation would work, one random Saturday, I was in the shower.
Wait a minute, I have an idea!
I figured it out! Except I didn't. Let me explain. I had the idea to make references, or parts of the map, and have them copied randomly throughout on a grid pattern, rather than having rooms generate one after another, forming a random path, like a tree branch. However, as far as I can tell, without getting into coding in verse, I swear I'll learn it one day, just give it time! It wasn't possible to do that. So after lots of research and reading documentation I didn't understand, I thought of another solution. I have a set number of rooms made to match the map size, and have them randomly placed around when the game starts. All the rooms would move around under the map together and get placed in sight in a certain order. Alright, hopefully my concept works. Okay, my problem is that the room is attached to this tile. This tile is what sets the room up to be put into place. The problem is that I don't know how to temporarily detach the room from the tile, so that it can keep going forward and set up more rooms while the room that was already set behind stays. Long story short, I couldn't figure out how to do it. It's kind of funny how every project I try to make that involves procedural generation, it ends up just not working. I'll get it one day, but today is not that day. I think what I'll do is I'll build the floors, I'll build every single room ready to go, and instead of randomizing rooms, what I would do instead is have walls, different sets of walls, essentially like Lego pieces. So let's say for example we have this wall here with a doorway, but another variation would not have that doorway, making it seem like it's one closed off room rather than a hallway. I feel like that could give it a nice sense of randomization. We'll see. While that's a cool idea and would add a level of variety, I still think that it would be pretty easy to catch on to the fact that the rooms you're walking through are still in the same layout. It'd be like putting up curtains in the middle of a big room when the furniture doesn't move. Things might look different at first glance, but once you look around, you know exactly where you are. Well, at least for now, what I can do is just decorate the rooms. They're in this grid formation. Wait, hold on, hear me out. What if instead of randomizing where the rooms are, we have them in different sections of rooms attached to tiles that can spin randomly in 90-degree angles that also have a chance to be mirrored. And then those sections will also have subsections that do the same. Then I can mix that with randomized wall layouts that also can rotate and possibly mirror. This could probably make a very procedurally generated feel, but what do I even call this? Because nothing is being procedurally generated, which means it's all generated in a sequence. This is more like shuffling. Map shuffling. Oh my gosh, dude! I just invented a form of game design! I'm a prodigy! Yes! Okay, well, before I get too ahead of myself, I should probably see if it works to begin with. But for me to see it truly in action, I gotta decorate all the rooms first. So I'm gonna pimp my game. Yeah. Oh, I'm so cool. What kinds of sections would an abandoned facility have? I could have it be pretty much rundown tech and rusty pipes all over the place, but I feel like that would get boring very quickly. So I figured that the best way to do this would be to utilize the 4 sections of the grid as zones. Here's what I thought of. A technical zone, where studies and stuff was done, essentially all the nerd tech. A rundown maintenance zone, which is where all the manly stuff is. Yeah, up top! A storage zone, where there's storage. And lastly, an office/living zone. A more comfy part of the facility where reports and stuff can be done, and also where people who work here could have some time off of work so they don't go insane and become the monster. Is that lore? What? They went crazy and became monsters? Huh? MatPat? You might want to dissect this video frame by frame for your next theory. At MatPat. I'm sorry. Anyway, before you get too excited, no, that's not lore. There isn't any lore. Okay, well, I do have some ideas in my head for lore, but I don't know if any of that is even remotely canon right now, so don't take any of this as fact or anything, okay? It's all subject to change, it's work in progress! For now, we're focusing on the gameplay. Most of my time is spent looking for the right props and items to use for decoration. Right here I'm doing the living quarters and think a bathroom would make sense, but to make sure that any room decorations don't get in the way of doors and doorways, I have to put everything in the center of the room. And like you and I know, bathrooms are not centered in rooms. They're usually put off on the side, which, I mean, it just makes sense. So I was trying to figure out a way to organize the stalls so that each person would have privacy and still fit in the middle. Here we go, I found the perfect... Oh wait, no! No, stop! Anyway, enough chit-chat. I haven't done a montage in years for decorating a map. So how about it, huh? Let's pimp our game! It's so beautiful. So many kids are gonna die in there. Now that we got that done, it's time to finally test our map shuffling mechanic. I just rely on the old reliable cutscene to do the trick for me. We have a sequence of triggers activating what I like to call the gambling device, randomly picking what cutscene will play. Each corner of the map required 11 separate cutscenes to be chosen from for the maximum amount of variety. Pretty much every single angle it could take, 90 degrees, 180, yeah. Though, because of the shape of the map, some of these areas are limited in their variety. I don't like it. Regardless, dude, this is gonna be so sick. I'm really excited. So here we go. I slowed down the process so we can see it all shuffle in real time. And yeah! Oh, I farted. Yes! There we go! My map shuffling trick works! Oh my gosh! Dude. What? I'm a genius. Oh my gosh, like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on this. For all I know, I'm being an idiot, and there's a much better way of doing this. Oh, and let me make a little R.E.P.O bot for the thumbnail, because you wouldn't be able to tell. So here we go. Yeah, R.E.P.O. Yep, there it is. That's not clickbait. You can't see I clickbaited you. I'm excited to keep going, but unless if you guys want to wait like 6 months for the next video, this is all for now. We'll be adding walls and begin with the actual gameplay next time. Subscribe to see it when it's out. And if you wanted something more scary, here's how I added cave diving to Fortnite. Like the video, use code FaceLaces, and consider becoming a channel member to help me make these videos more quickly. Thank you, love you, bye!